what I will bring is a perspective on the how part of it, how to do this. So what we've done essentially is created Stockle as a platform, which is a cross-border investing platform with presence today, with presence in India and the MENA markets. So Middle East investors are also investing via Stockle into the US market, and Indian investors are also doing this. But India is a larger base for us as of now. And while doing this, much like any other tech company and a tech platform, what we've tried to do is make infrastructure very seamless and make the process very affordable and digital for all the investors, so that it becomes second nature to you. When you're thinking of investing abroad, you should not have to think in terms of constraints that how will I manage to open an account, how will I send money out, how will I track my investments, and stuff like that, right? And knowledge and intelligence, obviously, people will apply and sort of use for picking the right investments, hopefully. But then the underlying pipes, the underlying infrastructure needs to be there in order to sort of do this. So this is what Stockle is essentially doing. Ritesh, since you have the slides, could you just move to the next one? Thanks. So just a couple of slides to show, the size and scale we are at today, and this should hopefully encourage the audience here, because I'm going to tell you that a lot of Indians are already investing overseas, and a lot of money is already being transacted on the Stockle platform. This is just data from the Stockle platform. So in the last 13 months, we have seen a little over $400 million worth of transactions on the Stockle platform. And the other interesting piece of information is that a majority of the platform users are actually pretty young. I mean, they're under 44, 45 years of age. So there is a natural inclination, from the youngish audience as well, to sort of start investing overseas. And some of this goes back to what Rajat, you were saying, that people are consuming global products and global companies a lot more than they were earlier. And we've done our own research, and about 70% of the times we are using products of companies which are not listed in India. And I'm just talking about Indians. Other than the telecom provider, Airtel or Vodafone or whatever, or Reliance or BSNL in certain cases, most of the time we are using products which are not made by Indian listed companies, at least. And this is an exposure which naturally, then makes people predominantly comfortable with international companies as well. And comfort is an important factor when one is investing. That is something that we have observed, especially as the audience gets younger and younger. That is one. Of course, it's very useful that a lot of these US companies have done really well in the last couple of years as well, as they've given good returns. ETFs have obviously done well as well. So yeah, we can move on. How Stockle makes global investing available to Indian investors is, so you can go to stockle.com and open an account. I will talk a little bit about it in a couple of slides. But you can also invest internationally using any of our partner platforms. So for example, HDFC Securities now offers international investing to its customers. That platform is run by Stockle. It's called Global Investing. On the HDFC Securities website, you can go and you will see invest in US stocks and ETFs, and you can just go from there. Similarly, Motilal Oswal also has an overseas investment product now, which is run by Stockle. Geojit also offers international investing via Stockle. Then there are others. QBG Geojit is one of the largest brokers in Oman. Eastern Financiers, again in India, offers international investing. Stockle is a partner. Money Control. So among the media as well, Money Control and Financial Express, you can actually just go to Money Control, and there is a link in the top menu. Invest via there. Read about international investing, etc., and then just transact also. This will take you to Stockle's account opening process on Money Control. And there are so many others. There are about I think about 60 different partners in India and about 14, 15 partners in the Middle East, which offer international investing as an asset class to their audiences now. So yeah, what is interesting is that in the last 1 year, I think what's happened, what I was saying in the beginning, mainstreaming of international investing is actually showing some signs. In the next, I think, 2 to 3 years, investing internationally will become very normal. Today, or at least a year ago, people used to say, there are so many constraints. Is it very expensive? Will I lose a lot of money on Forex? My bank won't allow me to transfer money abroad. There are 10,000 questions that the banker is asking, but the entire ecosystem has evolved massively in the last 1 year. Many banks have gone online with remittances for international investments. For example, HDFC went online in October 2020. Until that time, it was all offline. You had to go to a branch to do this. Kotak went online just, I think, a couple of days back. ICICI has been online as well. So the top three in the private banking
COVID has
space,
come
at
as a
least.
boon for you.